Many of us enjoy playing a musical instrument, with aspirations to play as a soloist, in an orchestra, a group, or just for our own personal satisfaction. The rewards can be great at whatever level we play, but getting there can be an experience of both pain and pleasure. For ambitious young musicians, there are no shortcuts to success, and as Sophie Ryan returns home from a hard day's work at school, her daily routine of practicing and homework is about to begin.
I started playing the violin when I was 5, so that's 10 years ago. Well, I've always liked it, and I've started thinking about it as my career now. Now we're doing it at school, learning about careers, but I can't really imagine doing anything else. When I come home from school, I usually get the practicing done out of the way, so then I can relax at night. Because when you come home from school and you're tired, you don't really want to spend hours practicing, but you have to if you're going to get anywhere. Well, I'd like to be a soloist, but it's really, really competitive, and so I wouldn't mind whatever I did. Like, there's so many things, I'd be interested in it all.
Success demands commitment, not only from Sophie, but from her parents as well.
She seemed to get singled out quite early on to play little things in concerts and lead orchestras when she was quite young and things like that. And in a way, I think other people spotted it, and that transferred itself to her probably, and then we sort of encouraged it, and supported it. Well, when Sophie first started playing the violin, it entailed little local lessons which lasted about half an hour, and they weren't very far to go to. So it does seem a lot to outsiders, but we haven't noticed it so much because it's gradually come upon us, and it's the same with the cost, which is another big factor. You start off paying for your small lessons, and gradually the lessons last a bit longer, the teachers are slightly more expensive, and then the music's more expensive, the strings, everything, the violin, and so you have to keep up with that.
I'm playing in a concert with Young Sinfonia, which is an orchestra based in Newcastle, and we're playing the Bartok Romanian folk dances, and I'm leading the orchestra for my first time. In one of the sections of the piece there's a short solo for violin, which I have to play. In my violin lessons, we usually, half of it's on scales and technique, then the other half's on the pieces which I'm playing. And they're just more hard work, they're not really so much fun. I mean, I enjoy them, but they're more hard work and concentration.
Sophie came to me about 3 years ago, and at that stage, although she had this initial talent and real love for it, she didn't realise that, you need to be doing, certainly now at 15, 4 or 5 hours practice a day, and she hadn't really understood that. So I suppose in the last 3 years I've tried to be quite gentle with her and yet pushed her at the same time. Her progress has been, particularly I think in the last year, has been really phenomenal actually, and quite exciting. Already made quite a big breakthrough. I mean, I think in one's career one makes many breakthroughs. You get up, you get up against obstacles, and then you go through that. And I suppose it's the ones who keep going that eventually make it. Good. Okay. Now you're playing this Bartok.
Yeah.
When's the concert?
Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you find any problems with it, balance or?
No, it was fine. Just played through it.
Right, and what sort of speed were they playing it? Vibrate. Here. Yeah. The other thing which is important is that you make sure that the only finger that is on when you play that G is the G. And in fact on that note, because it's the fourth finger, which is the most important note of well, you say it is, I go along with that, you do least amount of vibrato. So you need to, we talked in the scales about thinking, string crossing, thinking, shifting, I think as you get towards that note, you need to think vibrato. It is an addictive thing. I mean, the music's addictive because you want to play it and you want to express yourself and express the music, of course, in your own particular way. Yeah, that's good. The fact that you've got suddenly a lot of bow, that's fine, but make it work for you. Right. Don't be embarrassed. Da 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 dee. You know, try and see behind the music on the page.
Sophie is in rehearsal with the Young Sinfonia for their evening performance of Bartók's Romanian folk dances. As leader of the orchestra, Sophie knows that much of the evening's success relies on her own performance. She and her colleagues concentrate hard as they rehearse for the last time.
We're in Newcastle City Hall now and the concert's in an hour. We've just been rehearsing for about 2 hours, just doing bits of the pieces, and now we're going to have our supper. I feel a bit nervous about tonight, but I think it'll be all right.
It's a big step for Sophie as she prepares to walk on stage for the first time as leader of the Young Sinfonia.
You've just got to work as hard as you can every day and not necessarily think about the future. I mean, generally think about the future, of course, but I think, you know, if you sort of think, well, I'm going to try and be a soloist or I'm going to try and be this and that, you're going to be possibly thwarted. And I think you've just got to perfect your own playing to the best of your ability and get it as good as possible. Then the openings will come. If you're good, if you're saying something in your music, then something will happen. It has to happen.